Hello, my dear students. I hope you a hard and a successful start to your studies and achieving all your dreams. As you studied before, every living character, you study it in plant and also in human. Today, I'm gonna to explain a new character which talks about support. What's meaning of support? Support is a character, help living organism to hold its weight, protect its organ, keep the shape of living organism. Okay. Before going to study support, we need to remember the structure of the plant cell and animal cell. The structure of plant and animal cell. The plant and animal cell are similar in having cell membrane surround the protoplasm. The protoplasm consists of nucleus and the cytoplasm which carry the cell organelles. But the plant cell characterized the animal cell by having cell wall which made of cellulose fiber. Cellulose fibers are arranged around the cell membrane forming a cell wall but irregularly making pores inside the cell wall, make the cell wall pitted and permeable. Okay. Also the plant cell have large subvacuole not present in animal cell. Animal cell have small vacuoles. The plant cell have large subvacuoles which store water and dissolved substance, and the main function of large subvacuole in plant cell is to keep and maintain water balance inside the plant cell. Also the plant cell have blastids, whatever chloro, lico or chromoblastids. Chloroplastids help the plant cell do its function, which is photosynthesis process. Okay, let's remember the structure and the types of plant tissue. After seeing this video, the plant cell having a cell membrane, and the green one is the cell wall. The cell wall protects the plant cell and give it its definite shape, prevent invasion of microbes. Cell wall mainly composed of cellulose, but the cellulose is irregularly distributed around the cell membrane, makes pores. So you need to remember that cell wall is made of cellulose and it is pitted and it is permeable. What's the meaning of permeable? Permeable meaning allow the passage of water and the dissolved substance. So again, the plant cell characterized an animal cell by having cell wall, large subvacuole and chloroplast. To do photosynthesis process, chloroplast, subvacuole, maintain water balance, cell wall, protect the plant cell, provide structural support to the plant cell, and give it its definite shape or fixed shape. Type of plant tissue. Number one, simple plant tissue. Simple meaning contain one type of cells. Simple plant tissue meaning contain one type of cell. Number one, parenchyma tissue. Parenchyma tissue, it is the ideal and the typical plant tissue. Ideal and the typical plant tissue, they are oval or round in shape, found in the soft part of the plant. They are living tissue. Parenchyma tissue contain all type of plastids. It contain chloroplast, so it make photosynthesis process. It contain leucoplast, so it store starch. It may be colored due to presence of chromoblasts. Okay. The cell wall of parenchyma tissue is thin, contain the normal cellulose, not more than the normal. Okay. If the plant tissue need more support, parenchyma tissue will change it to collenchyma tissue. Collenchyma tissue is living tissue also, but it has more cellulose deposited from outside. The cellulose deposited in the outside in collenchyma tissue is irregularly distributed, irregularly thickened at the corner of the cells. Give the collenchyma hardness. So the collenchyma tissue is harder than parenchyma tissue, but with elasticity. with flexibility. We can see collenchyma tissue in the petioles of the leaves. We can see collenchyma tissue in the young stems as parsley stem. Their cell wall, again, their cell wall is irregularly thickened by cellulose for more structural support and flexibility. If the plant needs more and more support, the collenchyma tissue will change to scalerenchyma tissue. Scalerenchyma tissue is non-living tissue. Why? Why scalerenchyma tissue, either fiber or stone cells, is non-living? Because it has two materials, the deposition of two materials, cellulose, and the cellulose we studied, it is permeable. But the lignin inside the cell, cellulose outside the cell, the lignin inside the cell. The lignin prevents the passage of water. The lignin substance is impermeable to water or any substance. So any tissue has lignin deposition, change it to non-living tissue. Scalerenchyma tissue, whatever fiber or stone cells found in mature part of plant and in external coat of seeds such as pin seeds, and also present in the hard coat of nuts as hazelnut or almond. In addition, it present in the tissue of some fruits such as pears. Scalerenchyma, again, non-living, their wall thickened with the deposition of cellulose and lignin inside, cellulose outside and lignin inside. Lignin is water impermeable material. The function of scalerenchyma provide the cell with hardness and strength. Parenchyma, soft tissue, living tissue. Collenchyma, hard with elasticity, with flexibility. Scalerenchyma, hard and strength, less flexibility. Okay. This is the simple plant tissue. Now we will study also and remember another type of plant tissue, which is compound plant tissue. Compound plant tissue or vascular plant tissue or conductive plant tissue. Compound meaning contain more than one type of cells. Compound plant tissue as xylem. Xylem consists of three types of cells: xylem vessels, xylem tracheids, and xylem parenchyma. Xylem vessels and xylem tracheids are non-living tissue. Xylem parenchyma is living tissue. So the xylem is compound vascular plant tissue because it consists more than one type of cells. What is the function of xylem? We studied that the xylem transport water and nutrients from the root to the leaves for the process of photosynthesis. But another function of the xylem related to our lesson today is support the plant, because the xylem vessels provide a structural support because it has deposition of cellulose outside and lignin inside. Another tissue is phloem. Phloem is a compound plant tissue, also consists of safe tubes and companion cells. The function of phloem is to transport food made in plant leaves to all parts of the plant. Examples for support in plant. This is the transverse section in a leaf of Ammophila plant. As you see here, increase the thickness of epidermal wall. This one, upper epidermal cells, and this one is lower epidermal cells, increasing the thickness of upper and lower epidermal cell to protect the inner part of the plant. This is one function of the support. Another example is deposition of cuticle or cuticle layer on the epidermis, whatever upper or lower, except stomata in the plant leaves. Okay. Cuticle or cuticle layer is water impermeable material deposit on the epidermis on one side. Pay attention here, cuticle deposit on the plant cell from one side only, not all sides, okay? Prevent the passage of water, so it helps the plant cell to save its water contents. This is the cuticle layer, cover the epidermis from the outer side, from outside. Another example is the deposition of cellulose or lignin substance in the cell wall or parts of its cell wall. As you see in collenchyma, cellulose deposited in the intercellular spaces between the cells. Don't forget that parenchyma cells are arranged irregular way. So parenchyma have a large intercellular spaces to do aeration. But collenchyma, no. There is no intercellular spaces or little intercellular spaces in collenchyma tissue due to deposition of cellulose outside the cell. Scalerenchyma have two deposition, cellulose outside and lignin inside. Scalerenchyma are two types of tissue, fibers and stone cells. Both cellulose or lignin provide hardness and strength, as well as the site of presence and spreading of these cells support plant. Collenchyma present in the leaf petiole to provide hardness or support with elasticity. Scalerenchyma present in the hard coat of nuts and some tissue such as pears to provide hardness and strength. Another example is the plant surround. The plant surrounds itself with a layer of water impermeable cork cells in which sovereign substance is deposited. Sovereign deposited inside the cork cells which present in woody stem. So cork cells sovereign present in woody stems. Finally, what is the meaning of structural support? Structural support, it is a permanent support. It is not temporary support. It is a permanent support in which some substances such as cellulose, outside, cutin, lignin, or sovereign are deposited in the cell wall or in some parts of it. Structural support supply the cell with hardness and strength, protect the internal plant tissue, and prevent the loss of water through them. What prevent the loss of water, such as cutin, sovereign, or lignin also, but mainly cutin. This table illustrates substances that provide the plant with a structural support. We will discuss here each substance that provide the cell with the structural support. Here will be the substance and the site of deposition, tissue supplied by it, its permeability to water, and its importance. The first one is cellulose. Cellulose present in the cell walls from the outside, present in collenchyma, and it is living tissue. Cellulose permeable to water because it formed from irregularly distribution, makes pores inside the cellulose fibers. Its importance provide the cell wall with strength, with elasticity or flexibility. Okay, another substance is lignin. Lignin present in cell wall from inside. Scalerenchyma is present in scalerenchyma non-living cells because the lignin is impermeable to water. Types of scalerenchyma such as fibers and stone cells. Lignin provide the cell with strength and hardness, less flexibility. The third substance such as cutin. Cutin present on the surface of epidermal cells. Present in parenchyma because epidermis is also parenchyma tissue. Epidermis is parenchyma tissue. Cutin present on the outer surface of epidermis layer of a stem and leaves, and they are living cells. Be attention here, cutin is water impermeable. Cutin is water impermeable, but still parenchyma living tissue because cutin covers the epidermis or parenchyma tissue from one side only, not surround the cell. Okay, it is very important point. Cutin prevent the passage of water from the cells. Cutin prevent the passage of water from the cells. It helps the parenchyma to save its content of water. Finally, sovereign. Sovereign present in the cell wall of cork cells. So again, sovereign present in the cell wall from inside of the cork cells in woody stems. Okay, sovereign is water impermeable. It prevents the passage of water from the cells. Also, sovereign have another importance, which is immunity function, prevent invasion of microbes to the plant stem. Okay, this is a transverse section in young dicotyledon plant. As we see here, it is epidermal layer covered with cutin. Then it is a collenchyma cells thickened with cellulose. then it is a sclerenchyma. Sclerenchyma form pericycle thickened with lignin, then it is the xylem tissue thickened with lignin. Okay, Q10 is water impermeable, deposited on the outer cell of epidermal cell wall. Write that Q10 present only on one side, okay? And this is cellulose, water permeable, allow the passage of water and dissolved substance. Cellulose deposited on the cell wall or outer part of collenchyma cells, between the corners of the cells, fill intercellular space. So collenchyma, not like parenchyma. Parenchyma have a large intercellular space for aeration, but collenchyma no. Why? Because collenchyma has a deposited cellulose on outer parts of the cell wall, okay? Lignin, water impermeable, formed or deposit on inner part of the cell wall. So lignin inside deposited on inner parts of the cell wall, such as sclerenchyma cells. It is thickened the xylem also from inside. Now let's answer some questions about what we had studied. Number 1, what makes collenchyma a supporting tissue that makes the plant organs harder and stronger? Yes. Number 1, being dead tissue and its position, but the collenchyma not dead tissue, so it is wrong. The deposition of cellulose on its wall, it is good answer, but let's see the other answers. C, the addition of cellulose and lignin on its cell wall. Collenchyma has no lignin, so it is wrong. So A is wrong, C is wrong, B is a good answer. Let's see C. Being thickened with cellulose or its distribution, it is the correct answer, because as I said to you, collenchyma has thickened with cellulose irregularly. It distributed between the corners of the cells from outside. Another question, which of the following substances are deposited on the walls of sclerenchyma cells? Which of the following substances are deposited on the walls of sclerenchyma cells? Sclerenchyma, dead or non-living tissue, it has lignin and cellulose. Okay, Q10, it's wrong answer. Lignin, Q10 and lignin and sobrin. The answer is lignin. Okay. Which of the following act on keeping the internal tissue of trees? Internal tissue of trees, meaning I need to protect the internal parts. Okay. Cellulose and lignin, Q10 and cellulose, Q10 and sobrin, lignin and sobrin. The answer is Q10 and sobrin, because they present outside and protect the internal parts. Q10 protect the epidermal layer, and sobrin present in cork cells, which present in the woody stem to protect the stem and the plant. Another question, what is the type of support that protects the aerial parts of the plant from drought? Deposition of cellulose on the plant stem cell walls. Aerial parts meaning parts exposed to air, such as stem and leaves. Drought meaning less of water. Okay. Deposition of lignin on the plant leaf cell wall. Deposition of Q10 on the leaf epidermis. Deposition of Q10 or sobrin on the plant stem surface. The answer is D, because I need to protect all aerial parts, not leaves only, not stems only. Q10 protect the leaves, sobrin protect the stem of trees or woody stem. Summary. Let's summary what I had explained. Support in plant present in 3 regions, in 3 organs of plant: leaves, root, and stem. Support in plant found. This is the transverse section in the leaves. Let's see the support in plant. It is the upper and lower epidermis covered with Q10 to protect the leaf, except regions of stomata. Okay, Then, in the midrib of the leaf, we found collenchyma tissue, which supported with more cellulose. Then in xylem, we found lignin support and deposited in the xylem tissue. So the plant leaf has 3 structural support: cutin, upper and lower epidermis, cellulose in collenchyma in the midrib, lignin in the xylem tissue. Okay, then let's see support in stem. As you see here, it is the leaf petiole which has more collenchyma. Okay, this is the transverse section in dicotyledon stem, and this is epidermis covered with cutin, and this is collenchyma thickened with cellulose, irregularly thickened, and this is pericycle formed from sclerenchyma cells thickened with lignin, and this is the xylem thickened with lignin. Also, we will talk now about support in roots. You studied in the secondary this structure of root. I just remember you about it. The root has no cutin. If the root has cutin, it can't absorb water. So the root has no cutin, so it can absorb water. But the root has lignin inside the xylem vessels or xylem tissue. Look here at the endodermis layer surround the vascular bundle in root. It has Casparian strip. Casparian strip surrounds some parts of endodermis. It has only one function: control and regulate the water passage directly to xylem vessels. Casparian strips contain sovereign substance, so the root has to support: lignin inside the root, lignin inside the xylem vessels, and sovereign inside the Casparian strip. And the Casparian strip has only one function: regulate and control water passage directly to xylem. Finally, I hope you understand the lesson. See you later. Thank you. Goodbye.